Welcome, my fellow Virgos. Today we are going to do a love reading. This is going to be for Virgos who are single, um, definitely looking for love. Well, I shouldn't say that, because I feel like when love happens, it happens. But let's just put it this way. If I am going to fall in love, then I want the highest vibrational of love, right? I want someone that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with and who's going to love me dearly. That's what we're looking for. This is going to be for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided, and I say this all the time, but I feel so proud of you because you sometimes you go to other signs and they really that reading will really make sense to you. Understand, I read through my guide, so even when I do my readings, like I'll look at the signs, but then I'm really looking for the energy. So, anyways, this again is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, those intuitively guided. You may be checking up under Virgo's energy. If that's the case, understand that you'll get messages. And by the way, I would definitely ask your guides to give you confirmation during this reading. Um, and that can be through numbers, just words that I say. I say random things all the time. And I used to hold that back way back in the beginning when I started tarot, really. But I've learned not to hold it back anymore because even if something doesn't make sense to me, it probably makes sense to you. So that's why I do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. I am using the same decks for all the signs because I am looking for the synchronicities between the different signs. And if I notice it, I'll definitely point it out for you. I haven't seen you come up in too many readings. I feel like Pisces you came up in, and you know, I know there was another one or maybe two. So anyways. Let's just see what's going to happen. Again, we're just going to let go of control, allow my spirit guides to enter, speak with your spirit guides. Very clear messages today. That's what I'm seeking, very clear messages. Okay, we're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, but we will do that over the reading. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper. I've been saying this a lot this month also, but I've been getting a lot of comments where people are saying you should do 15-minute readings, and it's just not possible. Not at my table. If I do like an all signs, even then, it's still over 15 minutes. Um, but that's because I like to give I look at myself as a psychic detective, and I really feel like that's what Virgo is like the psychic detective. Good luck getting much over on Virgo. Um, so these are long, but they are detailed, and I make them long on purpose. I want to find real answers, real solutions. Um, Truly. We're going to use the Universal Tarot for the main spread, but let's go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. And as many of you know, my decks are always pre-shuffled before I begin, but I do like to give it a shuffle or two with you here. All right, let's give it one more. I didn't love that shuffle. Perfect. All right, let's give it a cut. Okay, let's bring the lid down. And are you ready, Virgo? I'm ready. By the way, I don't know if I said that I am also Virgo, Virgo sun. My boyfriend's Virgo sun, Virgo moon. So a lot of Virgo in its house. Well, look at the first thing that pops up. Hello, Ace of Cups. It really represents unconditional love. And, I am seeking a higher vibrational love. I'm not seeking like anyone that I have to like teach how to love. Like, come to me already knowing how to love, how to give of oneself. But this is unconditional love. It makes me feel like, Virgo, like you have loved this person before. And we're not looking back. We're not looking at like people in our current life where it didn't work out or someone's like got you on the hook, that type of energy. We're looking for new love. But I definitely feel like this can also represent soulmate love. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this love has no beginning and no end. Hmm. Okay. Well, hello to aces in a row. The Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords means quite a few different things to me: truth, honesty to oneself, honesty from others. Like, if you're going to come in and lie to me, you got the wrong person. Keep on going. Integrity. I used to do a long time ago, I would do just yes and no tarot readings live. And this was my yes card, one of my yes cards. But interesting. Could certainly speak of some type of communication. I mean, already. Let's keep going. I'm getting excited. All right. Wow. Come on. The beautiful Knight of Pentacles. I often call the Knight of Pentacles our guardian angel. This Knight of Pentacles, it's slow moving, but it moves slow with purpose. The Knight of Pentacles will tell you, I come in at the right time, not before, not after. There's not a lot. Well, often I say that all the time, like there's not a lot you can do about that. But honestly, I feel like there is, because maybe the right time means that you're in the right energy. This Knight of Pentacles is bringing you in a pentacle. Now, when I think about a pentacle, like the Ace of Pentacles, because really that's what he's carrying, to me that means it's coming into your physical world. Like this is something tangible. And listen, I feel like well deserved. Look at the beauty so far. We have, another knight. Knight of Wands, passion. Interesting, following, this is a fast moving knight. And how interesting it's following the slowest moving knight. The Knight of Pentacles does teach us or wants us to learn how to have patience. Some of those who want those 15-minute readings, they may need to learn a little bit of patience, even though they have a right to watch whatever they want. But this Knight of Wands, it comes in quickly. It's full of passion. It's certainly desirable. And it could certainly be the energy of feeling swept off your feet. This Knight is mirroring the Ace of Cups. It's like, I feel like we need to get ready. We need to get ready. You know what else I feel with, like the Knight of Pentacles does mean that something's coming into your physical world. The Knight of Wands is really kind of energetic, an energetic source, but it talks about the type of energy that's heading your way. Again, very passionate, very desirable. I would say maybe the only thing, if I was going to be nervous at all, would be that maybe it does come in that quickly. Like, oh, where'd you come from? All right. Three of Wands, optimism, under the Ace of Cups. Three of Wands. And by the way, I feel like if let's say you're falling in love here, because it is coming under the Ace of Cups, and I know it seems so like already, but maybe you've done a lot of reflection. Maybe your vibration is right where it needs to be already. And this is definitely an optimistic view about your life. This is someone who's saying, I'm gonna enjoy my present moment, and I just trust that my ships will come in. I just know they'll come in. It's optimism under the Ace of Cups. Hello. I feel like someone may be like, slow down, you move too fast. Talking to this Knight of Wands. Let's just enjoy the present moment. All right. Well, hello, Nine of Cups. Inner harmony. Really, it's about fulfillment of wishes. And that's what this Knight of Pentacles wants to do. It's like a blessing, right? But it's a well-earned blessing at the same time. Like, yes, there's miracles, there's blessings, there's all types of spiritual what are gifts, let's say. But the more that we think about our own energy and what we're doing down here on earth and learning to work like hand in hand with divine, understanding if I want to manifest something, then I definitely want to think about my own energy. This tells me that you're ready for love. It also tells me that you don't have to have love. You're okay. Like I feel like I'm okay, but at the same time, and maybe again, you're not even looking. Lo and behold, it's going to find you anyway. And then we have the Six of Wands. That's the energy of victory, being victorious under the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to slide these up a little bit. Holy cow. 369. Isn't that the universal code? 11. 1 and 1. 11. Some of you, I sometimes I hate saying this, but I feel like I have to. For some of you, this could be a twin flame. Yet, I don't want you to get stuck on that. You know what I mean? Like, love is love is love. And this is of a high vibrational love. This is what I ask my guides for. Like, I don't want to look at, love that would come in, stay for a week and then ghost you, that type of thing. We've been there. We've done that. We are done with that. And I feel like your guides know that. Hmm. Five of Swords. Well, the Five of Swords, let's talk about that for a second because it is five. So it does talk about change. I feel like for the majority of you, it's already happened. This is looking, it's just looking around. Like, who's toxic? Whose energy has become toxic to my energy? Who's drama filled? Who keeps putting these swords in my back? Am I going to take it? I don't think you are. And it's interesting because I feel like this is really a change of life because it's mirroring the Three of Wands. It's almost like this is you walking away from, again, anyone who just, when I say carries toxic energy, what I really mean, well, I mean, it feels a little toxic. I'm not going to lie. But your vibrations, like, maybe you're someone who really has learned a lot about your own spirituality. Your vibration has lifted. You're not interested again in like lower vibrational type energy. Doesn't mean you can't every once in a while dip your toes in that type of energy. We need to learn the light and dark within ourselves, and each is sometimes each is called. So I'm looking at that Knight of Pentacles, who again comes in at the right time. Well, and then you have Victory right underneath that, who is looking. It's interesting because the person in the Six of Wands is looking over the person at the Five of Swords. The person in the Five of Swords is looking back at the Six of Wands. So, as I'm like kind of in the Five of Swords energy, which isn't the greatest energy to be in, I'm still keeping an eye to the sky. I feel like you're having these realizations. And I feel like, toxic people are dropping away. What we have to learn is to allow them to drop away, because really, if you are, what was that saying I heard last night? It's on that TV show, Alone. It was about man conquering oneself. Hmm. I was going to write it down too, but I didn't. All right, well, let's keep going. I think I said this was for Virgo singles. Virgo's looking for new love. I guess you don't even have to be single. Maybe you're still in a relationship, but you definitely, maybe you're still in that Five of Swords, but I feel like, but I know if I'm in that energy, that that's not the energy I want to stay in. I'm clear with myself as it relates to that. And I feel like that's exactly why you're looking over that Six of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Interesting, we got two fives back to back. We have Judgment. That makes sense. So let's stop for a second. All right, so this Five of Cups. And I know you guys are so sick of me talking about this, but this is a five. And again, so I want you to consider change. Why? Because in the Five of Cups, I'm really focusing on what I've lost. All the cups that have been knocked over in my lifetime. What went wrong? And what I got to be careful about. This is why it wants you to consider change, especially with optimism right above it. These are two totally different energies. But we're also doing a high vibrational love reading. So when this person does decide that I'm not going to look back, I'm not going to be like, because sometimes we can miss people who haven't treated us that well. We got to know that. Like, we got to understand that we deserve the highest form of love. But then we also have to be in that energy. And I'm not talking about being perfect. Now, when this person changes their energy, because this is energy, it is my thought system. What do they find? Two cups. So I feel like this could be a little bit of a weak moment for some, but I also feel like this is an energy of like, like I feel like a longing. But for the majority of you, I don't feel like it's a longing for the past in this lifetime. I feel like it's a longing for this unconditional love that exists. It's like your soul knows it. Now we just got to get that human brain to know it also. So I feel like this is a longing for that type of connection. And I see nothing here that is going to stop it. The only thing would be that Five of Swords. But I feel like you're leaving that, or you're allowing that energy to fade away. You've grown. No doubt. You've grown. And it does seem like a totally different perspective on life. Here, I'm lost in those swords, right? It's like bad communication. I mean, I could give you a laundry list. Over here, I'm looking at my life. And so I probably freed myself somewhere in between here because, again, an optimistic view. And so we have the Five of Cups also, right? And I do feel like it's a longing. And look at this. I feel like this is the perfect card to come out right now. This is your spiritual team. This is judgment. Judgment is calling you to the present moment. That's where the person in the Three of Wands lives, in the present moment. That's where your signs are sent, by the way. Your messages in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future, right now, right here. Some of you, this is one of your big signs. So it's calling you to the present moment, right? And it's coming right after that Five of Cups. Judgment says, I need you in the present moment because I'm going to help guide you. And this will be a rebirth in your life. I know Judgment is talking about these two cups. I already know it. I feel it. And I feel like I'm meant to feel it. Like I feel it. Some of you, your signs are going to come through like you're going to hear someone talking. Again, like in a reading. That's why I feel like this reading may be a very, very big sign. So it may come through communication. Communication of potentially a love coming in. But really, what I feel like this is talking more about the signs. Because I feel like the Knight of Wands, you're going to feel that no matter what. I don't know how you can't. Well, I guess the only way I really couldn't is if I don't consider the changes that these fives are asking for. If I don't consider, you know, I know I need to live in the present moment, especially with the Nine of Cups up there, because the Nine of Cups between the Ace of Swords and Judgment, fulfillment of wishes, when, soon, soon, the right time. It's a rebirth, my friend. But again, a rebirth in love, because this is what this is. Okay. We have the King of Wands. Interesting because I did Leo's reading and the King of Wands fell in the exact same place, the exact same position. We have, oh, hello, Empress. That's why people are falling away. You know, the Empress does live in a high vibrational energy. The Empress is someone who has really dissected her life's lessons. And she knows, like, it's like, okay, I get why I went through that. This is someone who's very creative. And she is someone who does receive a lot of epiphanies. Not that we all don't, but this is someone who does live in the present moment. So the epiphanies she receives really are life changing. I feel like this is also a reminder to keep your heart open, right? Because if your heart is closed, how are you going to love? Sometimes, yes, we hope that someone comes in and can open up that heart. And listen, maybe that's the case, but I really feel like this is really about your your life and like how far you have come in your life, right? Because you've gone from this toxic energy over to the Nine of Cups, which is about inner harmony. Even if you haven't reached it yet, it's what you're heading towards. but it's also fulfillment of wishes. The Empress would notice that. And I'm saying the Empress. I do feel like this is you. And by the way, she's mirroring that Knight of Wands that is fast moving energy, that does carry a lot of passion and desire with it. But sometimes so do lower vibrational energies, right? It's like in the beginning. But the Empress is the perfect example of like as things or energy moves towards her, she instinctively knows whether something is worth her time or not. Again, it's not even like I need to say much. She just knows what's not meant to be will fade away, and she's learned to allow it to fade away. All right, what else we have? Oh my God, the Knight of Cups. Virgo, it feels like this Knight of Pentacles, again, guardian angel, bringing in this pentacle that truly is going to enhance and change your life. Well, I already know that pentacle is the Ace of Cups. And again, I come in the right time. So it makes sense, like I would have to clear or no longer live or allow toxic energy around me. And if I'm stuck in, like, let's just say that, like, I don't have a whole lot to say so about that. Well, then I'm not getting stuck in their web, right? I'm not going to get pulled into their drama. Unexpected cup of fulfillment. Here it is. Here's the one who's bringing it in. You now have three knights, and each of them are very good. Knight of Pentacles, Guardian Angel. I'm about to change your life. Knight of Wands. You're going to feel me. You're going to desire me. The Knight of Cups. I bring love. And you can't really plan for it. Though you can think about your own vibration. You know, we want to keep in mind the law of attraction because the energy or the vibration I'm putting out is what must be met. The universe isn't dissecting your energy. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's the energy she put out. That must be what she wants back. And I feel like that's why the more we learn that we need to like look back, we do need to clear the chapters of the past, learn from them, but then move on from them. Just like the Empress does. The Empress learns how to keep her heart open. It's like she's saying, I'm not going to allow someone else from the past to rob me of my joys, of my love, of what's meant for my life. She's right. And you know what else is interesting? When we look at this Knight of Cups, where it lies right now, it's mirroring the Five of Cups. It's bringing in those two cups. So we know that's a soulmate. And yes, I do know for some it may be a twin flame. And then we have the Eight of Cups, emotional clarity. And I feel like, eight is also about a new beginning. And because it's with the Knight of Cups, that's exactly what I feel like it's offering you, a new beginning. And this person is walking away from the Eight of Cups, heading towards the Nine of Cups, emotional clarity. Well, that just seems like the right time for me. I just want to make sure you can see everything. Let me slide it over a little bit. Because I do not want you to miss this night in the Eight of Cups. New beginning. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. It's exactly what I felt with the Ace of Cups the minute it came out. I did not feel like it was talking about love in this lifetime, but I definitely felt like it felt like I don't want to say that it felt like longing. I feel like when I came down to the Five of Cups, I was feeling that longing, right? All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. The Hangman. So for some of you, it may have been a little while. Page of Swords underneath that. See what's under that page real quick, if I can. The Knight of Swords, interesting. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I don't know why I'm looking back. Anyways, the Hangman, pause in action. Pause in the action. The person in the Hangman, which is you, is really seeking wisdom for their next steps. So, I feel like it is saying that there may have been some time between one love and then this love, but this feels like your real love. Not that, it's not that I want you to regret anyone you've been in love with because there's all different forms of love. There's levels to love, right? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and bring the Gilded Tarot. I mean, what a reading so far. It's just like blessings all over the table. By the way, the King of Wands can be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. He is mirroring the Knight of Pentacles. So I don't feel like this is anybody I have to worry about. He's looking right over at Judgment. He's probably the other soulmate. He's probably the one who's bringing in that cup. And by the way, I feel like this is destined. And this person instinctively, like same as with you, I feel like your guides, right? They're calling you to the present moment, asking you, allow yourself to have this rebirth, right? You're ready. You're ready. Allow yourself to feel the energy. And I just have a feeling some of you will feel this before it even enters. But my point is, it's not just about you, right? This is two cups. So each of the lovers needed to get ready. Each of the lovers need to follow their instinct, follow their intuition, their spiritual guidance. But I feel like they have. Otherwise, I don't feel like they'd be coming in yet. I have to tell you, I expected to see the Knight of Cups. Just by the way the cards are falling, I just expected it to come out. But I really expected it to come out in a clarifying card. But it came out before that. All right, let's start at the beginning, but let's read it as a whole. Jeez, oh man. Hello, Destiny. Right over the Ace of Cups. Virgo. I hope you're ready. You know what I love is this is definitely telling you that this love is part of your destined journey here. Probably predestined. Like we planted these seeds to come together at a certain time in our lives. And it's like everything is moving you towards that, right? Even your spiritual team is like, hello, Virgo, I need you in the present moment. I'm sending you signs. Your destined partner is on its way, and you're on your way to them. I would say sometimes I'll go to reading, and I think that you may think that looks too good to be true. But listen, the one thing I know about Virgo is we do work on ourselves. We do want to be the best version of ourselves. And I know there's some that's not, you know what I mean? But maybe they're still learning and growing. But I feel like for you, the ones I have here, I feel like the majority of you, I feel like you're ready. And I don't feel like, let's say I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't feel like it stops it from coming in. Feels pretty magical right now. Look at this. Judgment over the Ace of Swords. So judgment is now mirroring judgment. So when I say that your spiritual team is preparing both the soulmates, here we go. Two people are about to have a rebirth in one's life, in both lives. And I also want to say I feel that this person would be single. Doesn't mean they weren't married before. But I don't feel like they're in a relationship right now. I feel like that's important to say. I feel like they're single and ready to mingle with you, but definitely mirroring each other. Well, there you go. There you are. The Hermit. Right over the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you are picking up the energy from your guardian angel. This does say, or at least I feel in the Hermit's energy, chances are we have gone through, let's just call it the dark night of the soul, difficult energy, things that maybe were out of our control. It's interesting. Jen and I, my daughter and I were having a talk last night, and we were talking, and I don't know, we were talking about like past people. And I said to her, I said, I don't know how many times in my young life I thought I was stuck. I thought I was stuck with a person, stuck in a situation, but I wasn't. And it wasn't until I freed myself that my life changed. And that's what I'm feeling here, because I feel like Virgo doesn't need someone to come in and save them, right? We can save ourselves. I also feel this is the energy of an old soul. So I've been there, I've done that. This is someone I feel like also who, wants to help their fellow man. Like, will take their experiences and help others. Hopefully, not to have to go through what you went through type of energy. Like the spiritual advisor. Of course, it can be many different ways, but the hermit is shining his beacon of light outwardly. So he's not in the dark night of the soul anymore. He's not in that cave. He's emerged. The hangman was seeking wisdom. Well, the hermit has found it. And maybe that's what makes the Knight of Pentacles start to move. We have the High Priestess. Well, I think that's really important because this is your intuition. Coming over that Knight of Wands, I already knew that you'd be able to feel this energy before it entered. But now it's just kind of clarifying it for me. How will I know? Instinctively, you'll know. Remember, your intuition is your GPS. It's going to help guide you through your spiritual team. This is where they're going to reach you. It's also mirroring that wheel. All right, let's keep going. Eight of Swords. Kind of a bummer, but we'll see why it's here. We have the Empress again. Over the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. We have, okay, just for a second, I'm just going to stop because I feel like that Eight of Swords, it is a self-created prison. But I really feel like what it's saying is that's old energy because I feel like the Hangman and the Eight of Swords are kind of going hand in hand here. Like the Eight of Swords, listen, I could have pulled myself away. I could have become like the hermit and, um, you know, I feel like, maybe I put love on the back burner and, I wanted to get my career up and running. Um, I know I don't want to go back to what was. So in a way, I don't feel like that Eight of Swords, where normally I'd be like, ah, bummer. And it is a bummer because it is a self-created prison. It really is when someone doesn't trust their own energy. So what they do is build walls around them, try to protect themselves. But then out comes the Empress again. And what's one of the main lessons the Empress has learned? I don't need these walls. I've learned to trust in my own energy more than anything. I know that I'm being guided, and that's what I'm going to follow. So I do feel like eventually you broke yourself free. Now, it is mirrored over by the Five of Swords. So I understand why I feel like, okay, I need to protect myself from this. But again, it's the learning that building of these walls aren't going to protect you. It's your energy, it's your guides, it's your guidance. Okay, we have the Page of Wands, my little risk taker. Come over to the Six of Wands. And then we have the Hierophant, card of Taurus. This is about your morals, your belief system. And it's interesting because it is literally coming over that Five of Swords. And it is a five. Higher vibration. Oh, yeah. Believing in miracles again. Yes. Even if I don't know how. Because this is really about one faith system. Do you keep your faith alive? Do you keep hope alive? No matter what anybody else is telling you, and maybe in the Five of Swords, people were telling you negative things. You'll never find great love. Now, if someone said that to you, it's an ex lover who really doesn't want you to find love. Too bad. Some of you, it is your faith that literally broke you free from that Eight of Swords energy. It's your trust in God, your trust in your spiritual team, your trust in the whole way everything works. All right, let's keep going. Interesting, we have two empresses at the table. Now, that could also be mirroring energy. And I'm saying that because we have judgment twice. And I feel like judgment is getting both, it's like both soulmates are being prepared. It's time, right? The wheel has spoken, the wheel is now moving. The Empress is about keeping my heart open. So maybe both people needed to go. And I say needed to go, but maybe they just had been through like the dark night of the soul. They've been around people who tried to bring him down, cut him down, right? And I had to find my own power within all that. Again, I told you like the conversation between my daughter and I, because I feel that here, like where I felt stuck. And then I have this realization I'm not stuck. That was an illusionary energy, but it can feel so real until it's not. Oh, okay. Well, let me grab the card that fell off the table first. Okay, look at this. The Knight of Cups. Over the Five of Cups now. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Mirroring again. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Well, that is you. You know what I feel like this is also saying because we're seeing the Empress so much. Um, and I feel this often, especially in your reading, where even if like I've taken some time off from love or I just haven't found the right person, someone that I really want to devote myself to, I don't feel like there's been time wasted. To me, this is a very independent energy, a very independent nature. Now, it doesn't mean I don't want anyone in my life, but what it does mean is I can take care of me. And let me tell you something. I feel like that is another life lesson, because when we have to depend on others financially, we don't like that too much. Sometimes it happens though. You know what I mean? But I feel like that was back then. This is really this speaks about independent success. But I really, and listen, that's probably part of it. But I really feel this is talking about your energy now, your nature, like you are independent. You don't have to, like, I feel like I don't have to have love. Doesn't mean I won't welcome it if it comes in my door. And it is, and I want to say something else too, because, with the wheel here, which to me means destiny, right? And some things are predestined. And I feel like as spiritual beings, like before we came into this lifetime, there are certain seeds that we planted, certain experiences we wanted to have, maybe adventures. But I feel like then, like we can't know everything. Because I feel like we're sent down here into the classroom to learn. So I can't give you the answers to the test before you've actually taken the test, if that makes sense. But anyways, what I was going to say is I don't feel like, we only plant seeds of love. I feel like some of us plant seeds of, what we want to do in this world. However we figure that out. But I feel like you have. So I feel like being successful, or, and when I say successful, doesn't have to mean that you're rich because some of us aren't rich. I'm certainly far from rich, but I still feel successful. I'm definitely independent, even though I am in a relationship. I've learned that. Some people would love for other people to take care of them financially, but I feel like Virgos, we want to be able to take care of ourselves. I'm not saying that we're turned down other people's money. Maybe this person coming in, if they have money, it's not like I'm going to say, you don't want any of your money. Well, maybe I would say that because I got my own. All right, well, let's keep going. We also have double Virgo on the board. And I'm just saying that because I know some of you even mirror my life. And the person I'm with is a double Virgo. Mm. King of Swords over the King of Wands. Now, this couldn't be the same king. We'll see. But King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This king, let's talk about these two kings because maybe they are the same king. King of Wands, King of Action, right? This is someone who would definitely put action behind their words, definitely shows you the way they're feeling, doesn't hide it, right? If I feel passion towards you, I'm going to show it. And then the ace, or I'm sorry, the King of Swords. Well, to me, the King of Swords, and he is in the upright, would stand for integrity. Someone who, can only live in truth. Because remember, they have also um their vibration is also lifted. So there's lessons that they have learned. And I feel like one of the lessons they're saying is, you know, I can only live in truth. They probably dealt with someone who like told a lot of lies. And they don't want that again. Oh, another king, the King of Pentacles. Well, that could be you. Another Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. We have Taurus, we have Virgo on the board. We have the Three of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and then the Three of Swords. Interesting. I feel like one of these kings may have broken your heart. So, what I want to do is I want to look at these three kings. Um, and let's slide this over because I want to read them separately. And I want to start with the King of Wands, who is the first king to come out, who is looking right at judgment and is sitting right next to you. But let's look. So this King of Wands, and could definitely represent different people for like different signs for different people. But all right, we get the Three of Wands, the Page of Cups, and look at this, the Five of Cups. All right, so this King of Wands to me is for some of you. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. For some of you, it may be. I know I know some people are going to be like, you're confusing me, Sandy. That's why you have to trust your own intuition. That's why I say to you, definitely ask your guides to like give you signs of confirmation. But this king is mirroring you. And this king is also now in the Three of Wands. Waiting for his ships to come in. As so are you. Not in a, oh my God, when are my ships coming in? It's like, I'm just going to enjoy my life. I'm going to enjoy my present moment, knowing that my ships will arrive in the right time. That's what the Knight of Pentacles tells you. Okay, so I feel like this king will take him. All right, let's look at the King of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Temptations. The Four of Cups. Okay, this king, no. And then Justice. Now, this is the card of Libra. Um, and with the king, it could certainly tie back to Libra, but here's the thing. Seven of Wands being the very first energy, that's battling. type energy. That's putting fire after fire after fire out. And then the devil next to that, to me, temptation. But then the Four of Cups, discontentment, boredom in one's life, and justice. Ultimately, I feel like the cutting of the ties. So I feel like this king, hmm, this is probably a little bit of the past. And it's interesting because I found in probably half the readings I've done, and I started with Pisces, so I've done a lot. Um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna? Oh, that a lot of times it's like right when like you find the love of your life, someone from the past wants to come back, and that could be a test. That could be a test, but with the Empress here, it's like I will pass that test all day long. So I get a feeling this king is part of that Five of Swords, is part of why the Three of Swords and the Five of Pentacles is here. This could certainly be someone who like just cut off communication at the same time. It definitely means something was done outside of your control. But I have to say, in the long run, it probably did you a favor, though I don't feel like that's why they were doing it. All right, let's look at the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Well, he brings out the King of Cups. And then we have the Queen of Swords. I feel like this is you because I feel like it can tie back to this king, the King of Swords, who I feel like is leaving or has left. And I just want to say that this could be two sides of the same person. So let's think about this for a second because the King of Pentacles is someone, when they look at life, they look at the big picture. That's how they break it down. Normally, in the upright, this is someone who, loyalty is important. This person can be quiet, but I feel like when you get in conversations, they'll be deep, deep conversations. So you may find that someone's a little bit quiet. And then the King of Cups, I feel like, but I'm not going to hold back my love, my emotions, how I feel about you. I'm going to make it very clear. I can't help it. I can't help but just show you how I feel. So it's interesting because I feel like, and the King of Pentacles is someone, it's hard to get to know the King of Pentacles. They're reserved. But when you do get to know them and they let you in and you let them in, well, then you really get to know the King of Pentacles. All right, let's just take one more round on those kings. King of Cups is holding a big old cup in his hand. And there's that Knight of Cups right there who's bringing that cup in. All of this is falling over the Empress, by the way. So definitely meant for you. Strength card. Card of Leo. This could be someone who had their own issues that they had to overcome. And they could be similar to yours. I often feel this is someone who's conquered themselves. Though it could also be a Leo. All right. I was going to stop there, but I feel like no, one more. It's interesting though. I am looking at the person who's in a strength card. She's looking back at this king. And I feel like this is the king who was living in that five of swords who potentially caused you to create the eight of pen or the eight of swords, but then you did free yourself, right, through your faith, your belief system, your spiritual team, all that. I feel like all of that came into place to the point where you are free and energetically free also. Like I feel like nobody has hooks in you anymore, or at least I hope so. But she is looking right back, so I feel like this is someone, I feel like it's you who has overcome the past. And in the strength card, it's really about courage. And maybe the courage is freeing oneself from those that, I don't know, just don't seem to belong in your life anymore. Two eights. Okay. So I feel like that is different kings for different people, though I do feel like there's one king that, you know, um, hmm, trying to think, did that king come out earlier? I don't know. Um, okay, so what I want to do, I mean, oh my God, I don't even know what I want to do. I'm just looking at the four corners of this reading. The Ace of Cups. It's how we opened up this reading. And then with the wheel over it. Oh, just beautiful. The Knight of Wands. Passion rushing in. High Priestess over that. Your intuition. That's what you want to trust. This Five of Cups down here, where I definitely felt like someone was longing. But, and when I say longing, I don't mean that like you're in your bed crying. I mean, you just feel, listen, maybe you haven't felt fulfilled in the way that you know that love is meant to be. The Knight of Cups right over it. And then over here, the Empress, where I have literally learned my lessons. Doesn't mean there's not more lessons to learn, but the Empress is like, bring them on. But she's got the Knight of Cups right over her. So this Knight of Cups is coming in and it's reaching the Empress. Just the corners. All right, but let's go right across the middle. And any other messages that want to come out, now is the time. Now is the time. We have the Nine of Wands. It's funny because I'm thinking, I don't know what's making me think of like the Good Witch Tarot. No, it's not called the Good Witch, the Cozy Witch Tarot. And when the Nine of Wands comes up in that, it says underneath it, it would take a hell of a lot more to defeat me. So it's like saying to your past, like, you tried to defeat me. Maybe you held me down for a little while, but now I'm stronger than I ever was. Nine of Wands really is about reflecting back and understanding how much you have grown. You know, this person's spiritual muscles are like busting loose. There's new growth on this wand. I feel like if anyone's tried to hold you down, hold you back, and maybe they did for a little while, but I don't feel like any longer. Because I feel like in the Nine of Wands, you truly get to know yourself. Five of Wands, and then the Knight of Swords. I feel like, okay, so I feel like that Five of Wands, which is really drama filled type energy. But again, the Nine of Wands coming before that. So I feel like that's part of what the reflection is. Look at the king is right there. The king that I did not see in a good light. Um, let's just say, listen, I feel like the love of your life is coming in and you're coming into their life and it just feels like divine timing. I mean, it just this is the best reading I've done so far, no doubt. But I have felt in a couple readings where people of the past, right when and I feel like you've already got your shit together, but maybe right when you um meet this new love, I wouldn't be surprised if an old love comes back, tries to come back. But listen, it's telling us there's been no change. Again, I get like this feeling of, you know, I don't want anybody else to love you. Well, but you couldn't love me. And I really don't even want your love. Like, I don't want your type of love. And I feel you're very clear at that. So I feel like if they try to come back, that's what you would say. Like, I am not interested. Not in the least. I feel like you're not interested in the least. But that is the way life goes sometimes. Like, and listen, if this is someone who, like, let's just say shut off communication just because they felt like it, I got all kind of words for this person. And I'm not going to say them on here because then they'll tag me or flag me. All right. Okay. I want to get that off the board though. And I'm just going to do one more. I don't know why. I just feel like I want these readings to like go on and on. I swear I could do marathon readings. All right. With the Three of Pentacles. I like that. Well, there's my soulmates. There is your soulmate. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups. Knight of Pentacles says, I'm going to change your life and you're going to like it. Two of Cups. And you know what else I love? Right before the Two Cups, the Three of Pentacles in a love reading. This is about being able to really recognize each other's soul. This is where, this is where someone loves you for exactly who you are. They don't want to change you. There's nothing I want to change about you. And I feel like that's going to go both ways. Some of you, this person may admire you from afar for a little while. We have the Four of Pentacles, makes me feel like they live around you. The Four of Swords, beautiful, healing. The King of Wands. Okay, well, here's the King of Wands that was looking right back at Judgment. Now is connecting right to the soulmates. Again, it doesn't have to mean it's a fire sign, but this is a king of action. This is a king of passion. And it will be known. Page of Pentacles. And then the beautiful Chariot. Card of Cancer, first of all. This is about unlimited potential for these lovely soulmates. If I question, is this just going to be a part time lover? There is no limit to how long. Listen, you've loved forever. Now you're just loving on this physical plane. But if I question, and I don't even know that you would question it, but if I question, can we truly be successful? Can this really last for the rest of our lives? The answer is yes, yes, yes. The Chariot talks about the balance of the feminine and the masculine. Some of you, I feel like It could even again talk about twin flames. But again, love is love. Let's just talk about love. So this really is unlimited potential. And it's because of everything you've done to balance your life. And then just watch out. Like, and I mean that in a good way. Like, the more I can just flow with this energy and try not to restrict it, the more I'm just gonna, I feel like the faster and the more it just grows and grows, I feel like you're gonna fall in love almost instantly. I feel that. But I feel like this is just answering that question for anyone who may have some doubt. And is this the type of love that's going to last for the rest of our lives? If we have balance, then the answer is yes. I have a feeling your soulmate is not that far away from you um, in all ways, like energetically. But I also feel like, because certainly live in the same town, same state. But it doesn't have to be that because, it doesn't even matter. Like Sam and I didn't live in the same states. We do now. We live together now. But it's not how it started. I lived in Rhode Island, he lived in Pennsylvania. And, you never know. You never know what you don't know until you know it. I didn't know that Sam and I were going to fall in love. I didn't know that he was going to call me on that fateful day. I didn't know any of that. And now we're living together. And I do feel like a lot of you mirror my life. And I feel like um, that's why we're all together here because I feel like all of us are soulmates also. Remember, soulmates aren't just about, it is love, but it's different forms of love. Yes, romantic, but some platonically, some are friends, best friends, your children, someone who just is down the street that like you come across every once in a while and it's like you're having a bad day and they just say the right thing at the right time that changes the way you're looking at your day. That's a soulmate. This, my friend, feels like the highest form of love. This is my favorite reading by far. And I'm not saying the other ones weren't great. They were. But yours is so clear. The mirroring is so in our faces. Your growth is definitely being shown. And again, these nights, they are going to complete their mission. And you know what, Virgo? I feel like you are ready. I do feel like you're ready. I don't feel like you're someone who has to have love. But I do feel like if I'm going to love, then I know what type of love. Now, I'm not saying that I'm putting restrictions upon like what someone must look like, what they must do for a living, this, that. No, I'm just, listen, trust your guides here. Your guides are all over the place. Trust them. Signs. They're going to be sent. You're going to feel this. And then you're going to start moving into it. Some of you, it can literally feel like you're being swept off your feet, but in the best of ways. In the best of ways. Wow. I love your reading, Virgo. All right, let's take Mother Mary over this reading. It's like it's showing us both sides, right? It's like you're getting ready. Maybe you don't even know that. They're getting ready. Maybe they don't even know that. They're being primed for love. Maybe I don't know that yet. Okay, well, we'll take you home. The first thing I felt when I picked up this card is again, for some of you, I feel like this soulmate is not that far away from you. Now, I don't feel like that's for everyone, but for some of you, I feel like this soulmate is like, you may meet him at a local store. Anyways, what's it say? I trust and follow my divine guidance about my home. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out. Forgiveness. That's another conversation Jen and I had because I had told her that, where I felt stuck, it was mainly in love. And I said, I have forgiven. Like, I truly have forgiven. And listen, I've dealt with some very difficult, I mean, I was with someone who was, oh my God, when I tell you abusive, I don't know how I survived. I told myself I was going to survive. I told myself that this would not be my life. But literally, I'm the one who had to free myself. And I have forgiven. Did I pick up the phone and call them? No. But I'm not allowing them to take up any room in my heart. So I have to forgive. I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. Home and forgiveness. Soulmates, destiny, your spiritual teams getting both ready. Knight of Pentacles, I'm coming in at the right time. That you can trust. Knight of Wands, I'm just might sweep you off your feet. Knight of Cups, twice. Judgment, twice. The Empress, twice. Synchronicities. And I feel like if there are any broken pieces left to me or them, we're going to help heal the rest of those broken pieces together. Hmm. Just beautiful. Okay, I'm going to just leave it there. Listen, some of you may be still back here in this hangman, and that's okay because I feel like these readings are really like a roadmap. But you have to, like, don't skip over the lesson part of it because that's what moves you along. That's what lifts your vibration. It's like lesson learned. Boom. Like, okay, I started seventh grade. I learned that lesson up on to eighth grade. Learn that lesson up on to ninth grade. The hangman, just seeking wisdom. You know, I feel like you definitely receive it. And let's not forget the hermit over that Knight of Pentacles. You'll instinctively know when to move, where to move. And again, some of you, it's like, when I say a neighbor, it could literally be a neighbor, but I'm not going to put any restrictions upon it. I'm just going to let it be. Let it be and let it live. My prayer for you is that this comes together in the way that it certainly looks like it wants to come together. And it feels like in really probably one of the highest forms of love that you've even experienced yet. You may look back and be like, I can't believe I gave so and so so much of my time. I gave them my heart. They were nothing like this person. And I wouldn't be surprised again if someone makes a repeat appearance. Don't let them. Like don't buy what they're selling. Trust your guides. Trust your own energy. And by the way, I feel like you've evolved so much that if someone who treated you like shit tries to come back, I already feel like you would just shut the door. So I'm not even sure why I'm talking about it. Um, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I thank you. I swear I could do your reading for hours and hours and hours. Um, but anyway, I feel like there's nothing left to be said. Everything came out that we needed to see. So I accept it. Okay. I love you guys. I thank you just for keeping my channel alive. It wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. My gratitude definitely lies within you. So thank you. Um, I will see you next time at our table, Virgo. Love you. Bye bye.